Hey everybody, this is Coach Erika Nicole, and I wanted to do this video today regarding preparation and strengthening. And I took some notes to make sure I wouldn't forget anything to put it in the video. So I just had some thoughts this afternoon about how each part of our life helps us prepare for the next. And I just went through my life and I said, well, let me think about the things that I went through that I was able to use moving forward after I had learned those lessons and I had, acquired those skills through life experiences. So I thought about some things and I figured, you know what? I said this may be helpful for someone else who doesn't understand what they're going through. It might be a tough time that you're going through and you don't understand what is all this for. Why am I doing this? It seems like a waste of time. What is all this for? And I'm just here to let you know from experience, nothing is a waste of time. Everything that we go through in life is to prepare you for the next. And I'm definitely going to give some examples of things that have happened in my life that let me know that, I was in preparation mode, practice mode for what was really to come in the future. So I'm going to start with me being an administrative professional. I was an administrative professional for it's going on like 22 years, like 22 plus years now. And I learned a lot of things. And what we think, as our profession, as a job, or whatever the career that you may have, that's all it is. It's there for you. You're gifted at whatever that is, that could be. And, it's for you to make money, to make a living so you can pay your bills and do some of the things you would like to do. That is not all that's about. Like I said before, what we do in life, all of our life experiences, it's to prepare us for the next level that we're going to go to in the future. So me as an administrative professional, when I thought back today, I was like, you actually picked up a lot more than just, bringing home money to pay your bills and being able to go on vacation and buy some of the things you want. That is not all that I have experienced. That's not the only thing my job was about. It actually was, and I jotted some down. And I said, I'm an administrative professional to two senior professors, so it's two different people. And what I've learned is, believe it or not, I've learned relational skills. So meaning I learned how to learn someone, know all about them, likes, dislikes, expectations, all of that stuff. I've actually picked up skills on how to learn how someone is, as an individual, what makes them tick, which is very important when you're assisting someone. I also picked up caring for someone, because you can't just assist somebody. You can't just help somebody, and learn someone without caring for them, meaning, whatever it is they're going through life, because we all go through life challenges. So, we as human beings, they always say, well, I've been told, I can't say everyone else has been told, but I've been told and I've been heard, you got to leave your personal life at home. And I'm sure some people, some of you have already, heard that before. And in my opinion, it's impossible. When you're a human being, your personal life goes with you everywhere you go, because you're your personal life. You are the center of your life. So how do you leave your personal life? How do you separate that from anywhere you go, from work, from volunteer, whatever you do? How do you separate that? You really cannot separate that. I mean, you don't put all your business out on the street as to what's going on. I mean, that's the only separation I can think about. But other than that, you really can't as a person. Eventually, when you are going through a tough experience, you will show some signs of that at work, at gatherings. You could be at a networking event, anywhere. It's going to show. Someone is going to see it, because you're human and we can only hold but so much stuff in our system. Stress, emotional trauma, whatever. We can only hold that stuff in our systems, but for so long before we bust, before we break down, before we have not a nervous breakdown, because that is hopefully not, but before we actually, it comes to a head, so caring for someone is a skill that I learned. I wouldn't say it's a skill. It's like an asset. It's something I learned along the way. I also learned how to get along with people, get along with people, meaning we all have different personalities. So, we can't all think that, all of us are supposed to think like we think. We different personalities. So you will run into people who come from all walks of life. Who I'm gonna slow down because I'm talking fast, and I tend to do that, and that's why I jumble up my words. So I'm gonna slow down a bit, stop trying to rush. Okay, so let me go back. Getting along with someone, which is very important. Like I said, we come in contact with people from all walks of life, different races, just different personalities, different ethnicities, and things of that nature. So learning how to get along with people is a plus, because I'm an introvert. So, I wasn't looking for at first. I wasn't looking, to get along. And it's not that I never did. I pretty much get along with people. It's something that, enhanced, being an administrative professional enhanced my being able to get along with people better, because I am an introvert. So I had to, up my game as far as holding, small conversations, which I have never been good at the chit chat. I'm not a chit chatty person. I'm more so sit back and I listen and I watch the room, and that's how I learn. So getting along with people is something I learned. Patience, that's a big one, because we all need patience. We all need to develop that. That's one thing we need to do, is develop patience, because when you're dealing with people, you need patience, because like I said, everyone does not operate like we do. So we can't expect that someone will be as fast as we are, as smart as we are, as skilled as we are in certain things. We're all different, when it comes to specific things. We all have our gifts. So one person who is gifted and might be able to, might be faster at something, the next person may not be. So, and when we have people who out here and who can help us, we can't rush them along and kind of be rude and be like, I ain't got all day, and checking a watch and all of that stuff. You got to sit back sometimes and let people do their thing. Let people talk. Some people you may think are long-winded. And you don't have the patience to sit there and kind of look at folks like, or listen to people like, I don't got all day. And you sitting there checking your watch. And a lot of times we just have to put ourselves in that person's shoes and say, now, if I was trying to explain something, or if I was trying to do something, would I want somebody rushing me? Would I want somebody checking their watch, making me feel uncomfortable, like I'm wasting their time? Probably 9 times out of 10, probably not. You know what I mean? So patience is another thing that, not say learn, but strengthen. And this video is about preparation and strengthening. So some of the skills we already had, we just need to sharpen them a bit. And in being an administrative professional helped me sharpen my skills in the patience area. Another one is sympathy. We need to be, sympathetic. And that's another thing that strengthened, that I strengthened, my time as an administrative professional, to be sympathetic and empathetic towards people, to be, when someone is going through a traumatic experience and things of that nature, don't just ask like, oh, you doing all right? And then you keep it moving on. Sometimes you gotta say, is there anything I can do for you? If you need to talk, I'm here for you, stuff like that, and that's something that's going to be needed not only on the job, but in life, period. So these are really life skills, preparation and strengthening are life skills, but each of these things come from every experience. So, and not giving up, and that's a big one, and as an administrative professional, there were days that, I just didn't go to work. I didn't just didn't go to work. I didn't want to go to work. Let's say that. And I would sit back and be like, I just can't do it no more, because some things got on my nerves. Dealing with, working with people so closely is not an easy thing to do. And then working with someone closely, and then you're working in an office setting with all these different personalities. And me being an introvert, it was at first very uncomfortable for me, because I'm out in the open in the middle of the floor, and I got all these different personalities around me. And, people want to talk and they want to chit chat, and there's nothing wrong with that. Only for us people who are introverted, who don't do the chit chat really. So I had to learn how to. I had to sharpen that, not sharpen, strengthen that skill to learn how to better, interact with people. So that's one thing. Now, and I'm going to feed this into, that was the skill. Some I learned, some I strengthened. Now, moving forward, I had to learn how to receive instruction, which is also a big one. And I have my notes here. Receive instruction and constructive criticism to become better. So sometimes we think when somebody comes at us and they tell us that, this is something that you could have done a little bit better, or this is what I was looking for. And maybe next time you can do this or that or the other. Some people take that to heart. Some people are become insulted by it, and actually there's no reason to. It's just something to make you better. Criticism, now you do have criticism on the flip side, where people use it to hurt your feelings, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about constructive criticism, where someone shows you something that you might have done wrong or whatever, and they explain to you, well, maybe you should have tried this, that's not what I was looking for. You could do a better job if you do this, or if you use this tool, whatever. Constructive criticism, because they, what they're saying in essence, I know you have what it takes to get this done. They're just sharing information with you as to say, I know you can do this, and I know you can do this better. Not that you did a bad job, but this is how you can do this a little bit better. And that's all that is. Multitasking is another one. Multitasking, and most women learn multitasking just by watching mom and or dad in the house, and they're younger, and they watch mom do this. They watch dad handle this. And most of the time, girls learn that. I'm not saying guys don't, but majority of women, the average woman, and when we're young, we learn how to multitask at a very early age. But in my profession, in my profession, it helped strengthen my ability to multitask. It helped me with, in which I'm going into the next one, and which is the next subheading I have, which is entrepreneurship. But I have one more left, one more bullet point, which is time management. That's another thing that it helped me with, helped me manage my time, which is very important, especially for parents who have children. I said parents who have children. Especially for people who have children, you got to manage your time, especially if you got to work. You have children who are in school, you have doctor's appointments, you have PTA meetings, you have volunteer work if you do that, you have to cook, you have to help with homework, you have all this stuff that you need to do, so you definitely have to manage your time. Now, all of that I ran down leads me into entrepreneurship. Now, especially the multitasking and the time management helped me in entrepreneurship, because I had to manage my time, because I was still working. I'm still working a full-time job. Now I decided to become an entrepreneur and start a business. So my 9 to 5, I'm running home to work on my business from the time I get home, which is like 6 p.m. on. I'm working on the business. And aside from that, working on the business, I still got, now I'm single now. I still have to cook. I still have to clean. I still have to take care of myself as well, along with the 9 to 5 job. And I had to make product because I had a product based business. So I had to make time to make the product, market it on social media and through other channels, and I had to show up at events to sell the product. And sometimes I would get speaking engagements, so now I have to make time for that. So the time management skills that I developed in my administrative professional job helped me with my entrepreneurship, right? So next is entrepreneurship, right? So what I learned is how to establish boundaries. And this is what I learned being an entrepreneur and starting my first business. I now have 3, but a single suggestion, which is my stationery business, was my first one. That's the baby that's about 12 years old now, going on 12 years, I believe. I started in 2013. Sorry, 11 years. I jumped as well. So how to establish boundaries. Now, what I mean by that is how to say no to people. Meaning every event was not for me. Every person who wanted to collaborate and establish a partnership was not for me. Some people were there to just use me because I was one of those people who came in wanting to help, and I could help with this because I know I had skills in certain areas. I was one who shared information on social media. I believe in sharing. When I get the information, I believe in sharing with people. So I was one who shared information. And when people get a hold of you and they know you share, and they put it on the page and stuff, people will use you just for that, just for getting their information out there. And they're not looking to give you anything for that. So I had to learn how, which I'm going into the next one, to discern who was for me and who was not for me. And that was hard. That was hard for me because I was taught when I was younger that you always help people. I was never taught the distinction between, helping people being used. There's a difference. You can help people. Nothing wrong with that at all. You have to realize who you're actually helping or supporting and who is just, there to use you, get what they can get, and they're gone. So I had to put boundaries in place, and it meant me losing some people, which I had to do, which was hard because of the way I was raised. After a while, I won't say you get stronger in that area. It's still I don't think I have any feelings about it now, because I know what it is, and I know if you're just coming to take, and I'm not mad at them. That is what that it is what it is. They want what they want, and when you say no and you have your boundaries, it kind of all works out. You know what I mean? For yourself, you don't think twice about it really, and you say they just weren't for me. You're not hurting anybody's feelings or whatever, but you have to do what you got to do for yourself. But getting back, that's a different subject. But I had to learn through entrepreneurship. That's one thing I did learn, and I strengthened that muscle, sitting back and teaching myself how to discern, how to know who is for me, who's not for me, which is very important. Now the next one is how to receive help, because I thought that I could do it all by myself. And actually that could have went on under the umbrella of administrative professional, because in the office setting and where I work, we all help one another. So receiving help is something that was strengthened, because I was raised by a single mother, and when I moved out on my own, I was doing everything myself. There was nobody to help me. So I was taking care of my own self, apartment, all of that stuff, cleaning, cooking, and all that stuff. Like I said, I don't have any children. So the mothers out there, you guys got it. That is motherhood is no joke. So that leads me into my third main topic, which is being single, because I was married. I was married for 7 years, and the year, I think it was the year after, a couple of years, 2016, 3 years after I started my business, I got divorced. And so now I was single again, but this time single in a house that I am now responsible for. So I'm working a 9 to 5, and I am running a business, and I am taking care of a home. And living a single life, I learned a lot of good things. The main one is getting to know me. I learned, which I didn't learn before I got married. I didn't take the opportunity. I didn't know anything about it, how I should have been focusing on me. But I learned it this time. And I got to know who I am, my likes, my dislikes, what makes me tick, what and once I learned those things all about me, then I had to incorporate that, meaning I had to learn how to take care of myself after I knew what I like, dislike, and all that stuff. So now I got to learn how to take care of myself, because now I have, I wasn't one who liked to cook. Didn't like to cook. I was just eating frozen, whatever they had in the market. I was going to get frozen food. Well, my body said, no, you won't. And I got diagnosed with IBS. And mind you, this was a while ago, but it got worse this time. It got to the point where first it was minor things, like don't eat tomatoes, don't eat, stay away from this, stay away from that, minor stuff. This time around, it got worse, and it shut down a whole lot of stuff that I can't eat. So now I gotta cook for myself, which is something I rarely did. I don't like cooking. I still don't like it, but I have to now. And that's one of the things I learned. I had to be patient with myself and patient with the ability to learn how to cook. Not, I could cook your basic stuff. I just didn't like cooking. So I could do the macaroni and cheese and the sweet potatoes, and I could cook chicken and fried fish. I could do all of that, greens and all. I could do all of that stuff, all that soul food and stuff. I could do that stuff, but I can't eat it. So now I had to incorporate the fact that I now have the IBS that's worse. Now I got to have to incorporate that into my schedule, time management. So the time management that I learned on my job helped me incorporate the fact that I now have to cook and prepare my lunch to take to work, because a lot of restaurants nowadays they do, but a while ago a lot of these restaurants did not have like the food that I can eat. And I'm on the verge of a vegan diet. I'm not there yet because I'm not giving up my chicken. I'm not giving, or my turkey. I'm not giving that up, even though somebody's trying to get me to do it. I'm not doing that. But it helped me with that. So now I had to incorporate, you know, taking care of myself. What does it take to take care of Erica? I had to incorporate all of that, you know, in time management and taking care of my environment, not only myself, but the house that I live in. So I got to do some cleaning. I got to set things up that make it easier for me, all of that stuff. Now, with all of that said, all of the life skills that I learned through being an administrative professional, an entrepreneur, and being single, now in between all of that comes life. So time management is a huge one, meaning that you can sit there and you can plan all the time that you want. When life throws something at you, some of that goes out the door. And another one that I didn't put on this paper was flexibility. You have got to learn to be flexible. And in everything on here, I learned actually to be flexible. At being an administrative professional, everything is not set in stone. It's not going to be the same every day, especially where I work, which I work in the academic industry. Nothing's the same when you're on college, campus, university. Nothing is the same every day. So it taught me flexibility and also entrepreneurship. Flexible. Every event is not going to be set up the same way. Every event is not going to operate the same way. You have different people, different times, different themes, all of that stuff not going to be set up the same way. That's where your flexibility comes in. And being single, and this goes for everybody in life. You got parents. If you have parents, you got parents, you got children, you got nieces, nephews, maybe you got aunts, uncles, and all of that stuff. When you have family, people get sick, they get older. And I'll give you an example. My mother is older. My mother is 77. And wait a minute, she'll be 77. No. Yeah, no, she'll be 77 in July. So she's getting older, right? So she requires, or not would say require, but I'm required to give more of my time. And I say that's not the right way I want to say it, but I give more of my time because a lot of things she is unable to do on her own now. So I have a brother, so my brother and I, tag team, and we now have to give more of our time to help her with the things she can't do. That's time management. So now I have to work. Mom got to be worked in, and she was already in there, but now extra time has to be incorporated to do the stuff that she can't do on her own. So now that gets added. And you also have accounting for anything that goes wrong in your house. I walked down one day and it was water pouring down in the inside of the garage door. I said, now, are you serious? You would have thought there wasn't no garage door up there. It was just pouring down there. And I said, are you serious? I spent, I want to say 2 to 3 weeks. And it might have been more than that. First of all, trying to figure out where it was coming from. So I had to call around to various companies to have them come out and look at it. And it had to be upwards of, I want to say, about 5 to 8 companies coming out. Various people now, roofers, brick pointers, all these people had to come out and take a look at the outside of the house, the inside of the garage, all of that stuff to see what was going on. That took me almost a month just to find out where it was coming from because everybody had something different to say. So now that was more of my time that I had to incorporate into my schedule. So I had to add more into it, flexibility and time management. And because of my administrative professional position in entrepreneurship and taking that time being single, all of that stuff, being an administrative professional, all of the skills that I learned as a administrative professional, not strengthened, but prepared me for entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship prepared me not for being single, but it did help. It strengthened the stuff that I already learned how to do as a single person. It strengthened that because remember I talked about, having boundaries. Well, I ain't had no boundaries as no single person. So entrepreneurship taught me how to have stronger boundaries. It prepared me to be able to right off the bat and say, okay, no, that ain't it. I'm able to sit there and I can now read people and I can sit there and have a conversation with people and know that, okay, this is not going to work. No, he lying. No, that ain't how much. No, that's not. And I'm able to sit there and do that right off the bat because entrepreneurship taught me how. It strengthened those skills. I keep saying taught me how. strengthen those skills and learning how to be stronger in saying no, and be stronger in saying that's not for me, and being okay with it and being at peace with that. So and that's what I mean as far as one leads to the other. One leads to the other. Everything in life always prepares you and it strengthens you. That's why I called it, the name of this video will be on YouTube, Preparation and Strengthening. And I hope you got something from this. I hope I wasn't talking too fast and you understood everything. But in summary, preparation is for the next level in your life. Everything you are doing is to prepare you for what's to come. So please don't, keep moving. Don't lose hope. I know it's easy to say, when you get bored and you don't know why you're going through all the stuff that you're going through, and you're tired, and sometimes you feel as though you don't have any more fight in you. Lay down, get you some rest. Pray on it. Ask God and say, you know what? What is all this for? Ask the question. What is God? What is all this for? What is this for? And then wait for your answer, because He'll tell you. But preparation is important. So sit back, embrace your preparation period, wherever you are, and just know that whatever you're learning, whatever you're enduring, will prepare you for the next. So when that next comes, you'll fly right through it with no problems. And mind you, that next is also preparation for your next. So preparation is always ongoing. It's always on, because you're always going upward, which is where you want to be. That means you're becoming a better person, which is the point in life. Become better, always look to become better. So like I said, I hope you guys learned something from this video. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Okay, it's going to be posted on YouTube. So put your questions in the comment, and you're welcome to reach out to me anytime. All right, this is Coach Erika Nicole, and you have a great, great, great day. See you soon. Bye.